Threshold of Terror, the Yorkshire Ripper's Deadly Dawn. Welcome back to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast, where we unravel the shadows of history's most haunting crimes. You've followed us through the Yorkshire Ripper's troubled beginnings in Part 1 and his brutal rehearsals in Part 2. But today we cross a blood-red line. This is Part 3, First Murder and Refinement, 1975 to 1977. Where Peter Sutcliffe stops practicing and starts killing. It's October 1975, and the quiet streets of Leeds are about to stain with the blood of his first victim. Over the next 2 years, Sutcliffe refines his technique. Hammer swinging with lethal precision, knife carving his signature of savagery, escalating his frequency and plunging northern England into a nightmare that won't relent. From Wilma McCann's final moments to a spree that leaves bodies scattered across West Yorkshire and Manchester. This is the Yorkshire Ripper unleashed, a predator perfecting his hunt. What drove him over that deadly threshold? How did he sharpen his brutality into a rhythm of terror? Bolt the doors, turn up the volume, and step into the abyss with us. This is Ontario Cold Cases. The attention's about to break. Part 3 is here. And trust me, you're not ready for how dark it gets. Hello, I'm Jay Nichol, Nichol Investigations. This is Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. Ontario Cold Cases is a gripping true crime podcast that shines a light on unsolved murders, disappearances, and forgotten crimes from across the province and the world. With meticulous research, compelling storytelling, and a commitment to historical accuracy, we bring you the real stories of victims, investigators, and suspects, stories that demand to be heard. Each week, we take you deep into the world of true crime with a packed schedule of episodes. Tuesdays, historical true crime cases, exploring infamous and obscure crimes from history. Wednesdays, the Mick and Mac Mysteries, a thrilling fictional detective series set in 1950s Toronto. Thursdays, World Cold Case Thursday, investigating unsolved cases from around the globe. Sundays, Ontario Cold Cases, the latest episode uncovering an unsolved mystery from Ontario. From high-profile crimes that shock the nation to little-known cases waiting for justice, we uncover the truth, one case at a time. Join us as we explore the dark corners of history and mystery, where every clue could lead to answers and every case deserves a second look. Subscribe now wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts and never miss an episode of Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. Wilma McCann's Dark Night, October 30th, 1975. Okay, let's set the scene. It's October 30th, 1975. And Leeds' Chapeltown district is wrapped in the thick, creepy fog. The streets have that raw, restless vibe, red lights glowing, shadows moving. And Wilma McCann's right in the middle of it. She's 28, tough Scottish mom of 4, scraping by as a sex worker after splitting from her kid's dad. Around 1:30 a.m., she's stumbling out of the room of the top pub on Scott Hall Street, a little tipsy, heading home to her flat just a few blocks away. That's when Peter Sutcliffe rolls in. 29, bearded, driving his white Ford Corsair, looking like any other guy until you catch that glint in his eye. He spots Wilma alone in the haze, and it's game on. He pulls up casual-like, probably tosses out a need a lift like he's done before. And Wilma, maybe too tired to think twice, hops in. It's a quick ride to Prince Philip playing fields. This patchy bit of ground 100 yards from her door, swallowed by fog and darkness. Then it hits fast. He whips out his ball-peen hammer, that nasty little tool he's been practicing with all summer, and cracks her twice in the back of the head. First hit stuns her, the second splits her skull, and she's down, blood soaking the grass. But he's not stopping there. Out comes the knife, sharp and mean, and he goes wild, stabbing her 15 times. Chest, neck, abdomen, a brutal mess. Her skirt yanked up, coat shoved aside, body left exposed in the dirt. He slips away into the night, a ghost in the mist. Come 7:40 a.m., the milkman's making his rounds and freezes. There's Wilma, face down, a bloody warning sprawled out for all to see. Leeds just got its first taste of terror. Sutcliffe spills it later, in 81, and it's a wild one. He says Wilma insulted him. Something snarky, maybe about his manhood, that flipped the switch. He ties it back to some sex worker who supposedly burned him years ago. Claims it why he lost it. Whether she really said it, or he's just spinning a tale, that's his story. The moment his rage boiled over and turned deadly. Cops show up after the milkman's panic call, and it's grim. Her bra's pushed up, blood's pooled around her. It's a scene straight out of a nightmare. Leeds CID's on the case thinking, rough night gone wrong, maybe a client thing. They note the hammer, the 15 stabs. Hear whispers from pub folks about a bearded guy with a white car. But it's 1975. No DNA, no big leads. They don't tie to Anna, Olive, or Tracy from the summer. Just another sad file in the pile. Meanwhile, Sutcliffe's out there, smirking, his first kill locked in. The moment he turned killer. So let's back up before Wilma. Sutcliffe's a guy who can't quite finish what he starts. In 69, he's swinging a sock with a stone at a sex worker. Someone walks by, and he's gone. Summer of 75, he's hammering away. 3 hits on Anna Rogalski, 5 on Tracy Brown. But every time, something gets in the way. A neighbor shouts, headlights flash, and he's bolting, leaving them alive. He's ticked about it too. Later calls it unfinished business, like he's itching to get it right. But with Wilma, it's a whole new ballgame. No one's interrupting this time. No yells, no lights, just him and her. 2 hammer swings, crack, crack, and she's out cold, skull busted. Then, 15 stabs. A bloody frenzy that says, I'm not messing around anymore. This is it. The line's crossed. From near misses to murder, and he's hooked. Those 15 stabs, though, that's where it gets intense. It's way more than he needs. It's not just about killing her. It's like he's unloading everything. Years of pent-up anger. Maybe that old sex worker grudge he won't shut up about. Or some deep hate from getting picked on as a kid. The hammer drops her quick. But the knife's personal. He's pouring it all out, wild and messy. And here's the eerie part. He pulls up her skirt. Shoves her coat aside. Leaves her exposed. No assault, but it's got that weird ritual vibe. Think Anna's stomach, Olive's skirt. Only now it's part of the kill. Like he's sketching out a dark signature. He's sharpening his game too. Those 2 hammer hits are tighter than before. Not the scattershot 3 or 5 from the summer. He's got the knockout punch down. The knife's a step up. Used to be slashes, like with Anna or Olive, but now it's deep, repeated stabs, making sure she's done. It's rough around the edges. Later he'll trim it to 6 with Patricia, but it's the start of his killer combo. Hammer to stun, knife to finish. And the big shift? He sticks around. No running off. He does a job, takes his time, walks away cool as ice. That's the spark. 3 months later, Emily Jackson's in his sights, and the terror's rolling. Step back a second. October 75. He's 29, a year into marriage with Sonia, but it's shaky. She's got schizophrenia, they're childless. He's driving lorries, free to haunt Leeds' dark corners. Those summer flops, Anna, Olive, Tracy, were eating at him. And Wilma is his breaking point. The moment he says enough. Cops don't catch the vibe. Her bearded white car guy matches the summer survivors. They're not thinking big picture. They miss it. And Sutcliffe's off, ready to turn northern England into his playground. The dawn of something awful. Wilma McCann's murder is where threshold of terror ignites. Sutcliffe's not teasing anymore. He's killing. It's raw, it's brutal, but it's a start. Hammer locked in, knife unleashed. A ritual creeping in. Emily, Irene, Patricia. They're next. And this foggy field in Leeds is where the nightmare kicks off. Up next, Emily Jackson's brutal end. January 20th, 1976. Emily Jackson's brutal end. January 20th, 1976. The night she fell. Alright, let's jump to January 20th, 1976. It's a bitter Tuesday night in Leeds. The Chapeltown's district's buzzing with its usual rough charm. Emily Jackson's out there, 42, mom of 3 who's being pulled into part-time sex work to keep the bills paid. She's tough, practical, not new to the game, and tonight she's outside the Gaiety pub on Roundhay Road, a hot spot where the punters prowl. Around 8 o'clock p.m., Peter Sutcliffe cruises by in his white Ford Corsair. A bearded, quiet guy who's anything but harmless. 3 months after Wilma McCann, he's back, and Emily's in his crosshairs. He pulls up, flashes a smile, probably that fancy a ride line, and Emily climbs in. She's thinking quick cash, not danger, and directs him to a patch of derelict buildings off Manor Street, a crumbling corner of Chapeltown, perfect for privacy. They park, and it's go time. Sutcliffe grabs his ball-peen hammer, that nasty little beast from Wilma's night, and swings twice, fast and hard, right to the back of her head. Crack, her skull smashed, blood's trickling down, and she's down on the cold ground before she knows what hit her. But oh, he's not done, not even close. He pulls out a sharpened screwdriver, yes, a screwdriver. He goes full psycho, stabbing her 52 times. Chest, neck, back. It's a bloodbath. Her body torn apart like he's trying to erase her. Then just a twist knife, figuratively this time. He stomps in her thigh, hard, leaving a boot print stamped in her flesh. He steps back, wipes the sweat, and slips into the night. Next morning, a worker stumbles across her. Sprawled in the rubble, a mangled mess that screams pure savagery. Leeds is starting to feel the chill. Sutcliffe doesn't say much about Emily later. Just that cold, flat, she was there, vibe in his 81 confession. No big trigger story this time. No she insulted me excuse. Just a target he picked and shredded. Maybe it's Wilma's kill still burning in him. Or maybe he's just hooked on the rush now. Either way, this is next level brutal. The cops roll in quick. Scene's a horror show. Blood and rubble everywhere. Her coat's ripped open, stab wounds gaping. That boot print glaring like a calling card. Leeds CIDs scratching their heads. Hammer again. Stabs out the wazoo, but now a screwdriver. They're thinking, this is wild, but still not linking it to Wilma tight enough. Different weapon, different vibe. Pub folks mutter about a bearded guy in a white car. Same as before. But it's 1976, no fancy tech, just hunches. They jot it down, file it, and Sutcliffe's already dreaming up his next move. Refining the Ripper's rage. Let's rewind a second. Wilma was his first, 3 months back. A chaotic 15-stab frenzy that kicked this whole nightmare off. Emily's where he starts turning the dial. Those 2 hammer hits, same as Wilma, but slicker, more confident. He knows he can drop her fast now, no messing around. Then he swaps the knife for a screwdriver. 52 stabs. Folks, that's not just killing, that's obliterating. It's like he's cranking the volume on his savagery. Taking what he learned from Wilma and turning it up to 11. The overkill's insane, way past what he needs. But it's not sloppy like before. It's got purpose, a twisted kind of focus. That screwdriver's a game changer. Sharpened, precise, plunging deep in her chest, neck, and back. Wilma got 15 wild slashes. Emily's 52 are a storm. Like he's testing how far he can push it. And that stomp on her thigh, that's new, personal. Like he's marking her, humiliating her even after she's gone. It's not just about death anymore, it's a performance. A step toward the creepy rituals he'll play with later. You can see the threads from Wilma. Hammer to stun, something sharp to finish. But Emily's where he starts carving his own sick style. He's leveling up fast. Those 2 hammer blows are his bread and butter now. A quick 1-2 punch he's mastered. The screwdriver's wilder than Wilma's knife, but it's deliberate. He's figuring out what works, what feels right, and sticking around to stomp her. That's guts, confidence. He's not running scared like those summer days with Anna or Tracy. He's in control, savoring it. 3 months between Wilma and Emily's no fluke. He's pacing himself, building to something bigger. Irene's just around the corner. He's only getting started. Zoom out a bit, January 76. He's 29. Still hitched to Sonia, but it's a mess. She's struggling, they're stuck. His lorry gig's giving him all the freedom he needs to haunt Chapeltown. Wilma was his breakthrough. Emily's his I've got this moment. He's not fumbling anymore, he's refining. And the cops, still clueless. Hammer's the same, sure, but the screwdriver and boot print throw them off. They're not yelling serial killer yet. They're scribbling notes while Sutcliffe's out there grinning, his terror taking shape. The savage edge sharpens. Emily Jackson murder is where Threshold of Terror gets real teeth. Sutcliffe's not just a killer now, he's a savage with a plan. 2 hammer hits, 52 stabs, a boot to the thigh. It's Wilma's chaos with a darker, sharper edge. Irene and Patricia are next. This cold January night in Leeds is proof. The Yorkshire Ripper's dawn is bloody, and it's only getting worse. Up next, Irene Richardson's chilling fate, February 5th, 1977. Irene Richardson's chilling fate, February 5th, 1977. The night she vanished. Alright, fast forward to February 5th, 1977. It's a freezing Saturday night in Leeds, and the air is biting hard. Irene Richardson's out in the mix, 28, a mom of 3 who's hit rough times, working the streets to scrape by. She's in Chapeltown again, that shadowy red light haunt Sutcliffe can't stay away from. And tonight, she's near Roundhay Park, a massive sprawl of trees and fields on the city's edge. Around midnight, Peter Sutcliffe rolls up in his white Ford Corsair, that bearded lorry driver with a grin hiding pure menace. It's been a year since Emily Jackson, and he's itching to strike again. Irene's about to walk into his trap. He pulls alongside smooth as ever, probably that need a lift line he's got down pat, and Irene hops in, thinking it's just another job. He drives her into the park, past the quiet streets, to a secluded spot near Soldiers Field. Dark, wooded, perfect for what's coming. They stop and it's on. Out comes the ball-peen hammer, his trusty skullcracker. He swings 3 times. Bam, 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 right to her head. Blood spilling, her skull's caved in. She's down fast in the frosty grass. Then he grabs his knife, sharp, lethal, and stabs her multiple times, tearing into her neck, throat, and stomach. But here's where it gets twisted. He's not done yet. Post-mortem, he lifts her skirt, yanks her clothes up, and arranges her boots over her thighs, leaving her exposed in this eerie, deliberate pose. He steps back, scans his work, and slips off. Tire tracks in the mud, the only whisper he was there. Next morning, a jogger finds her, sprawled, bloody, a grim statue in the park. Leeds is starting to feel the noose tightened. Sutcliffe's tight-lipped about Irene later. Just a cold nod in his 81 confession. No big story. No excuses. She was there. I did it, he shrugs, like it's nothing. No insult trigger this time. Maybe he's past needing a spark. Or maybe he's just hooked on the kill now. Either way, this one's got a new edge. And it's chilling. Cops swarming quick. Scene's a mess. Blood frozen in the grass, her skirt up. Boots posed like some sick art piece. Lead CID's buzzing. 3 hammer blows. Stabs. Tire tracks nearby. But they're still not shouting serial killer loud enough. They clock the hammer linked to Wilma and Emily, but the posing. That's new. Throwing them off. Pub whispers and park stragglers mention a bearded guy, white car, same old song. That's 1977. No DNA, no big breaks. They scribble it down, file it, and Sutcliffe's already plotting, his shadow growing longer. The terror turns darker. So let's catch up. Wilma was his messy debut, 15 stabs of raw rage. Emily was 3 months later, 52 screwdriver hits of pure savagery. Now Irene, a year after Emily, shows he's picking up speed. 3 kills in 15 months, and he's tweaking the recipe. Those 3 hammer blows, more than Wilma's 2, a little heavier than Emily's. Maybe he's making damn sure she's out, no chances. The stabs, neck, throat, stomach, aren't as wild as Emily's 52. but they're targeted, deep, like he's honing in on what kills fast. And that post-mortem skirt lift, the boots on her thighs, that's a whole new level of creepy. It's not just about death anymore. It's got this sexual twist, a ritual vibe that's starting to stick. That posing's the big shift. Wilma's clothes got yanked up. Emily got a boot stomp. But Irene's like he's staging a scene. It's not full-on assault, but it's deliberate, personal. Like he's playing with her even after she's gone. You can see the thread from before. Hammer to drop her, knife to finish. But now there's this extra layer. A dark little flourish he's adding to the mix. He's not just killing. He's crafting something. And it's giving the chills a whole new bite. He's getting slicker. 3 hammer hits lock in that instant knockout he's after. No fuss. The stabs are fewer than Emily's frenzy. They hit the vitals. Neck, throat, stomach. Like he's dialing in the kill zone. And sticking around a poser? That's gutsy. He's not bolting like those summer days with Anna or Tracy. He's lingering, owning it. A year between Emily and Irene might sound slow. It's just a calm before the storm. Patricia's 2 months away, and he's ramping up fast. Zoom out a bit, February 77. He's 30, still married to Sonia, still driving lorries. And that freedom's his ace. Chapeltown's his playground. Roundhay Park's his stage. Wilma and Emily were close to home. This is him stretching out, using the woods to hide his work. Cops are sniffing around, hammers a clue, tire tracks tease his car. That sexual posing throws them. They're not yelling Ripper yet. Just piecing it slow while Sutcliffe's out there, smirking, his terror turning sharper and darker. The dawn gets deeper. Irene Richardson's murder is where a threshold of terror twists tighter. 3 hammer blows, a handful of stabs. That eerie skirt lift show. Sutcliffe's not just escalating, he's evolving. Wilma was a spark. Emily the savage turn. Now Irene's the hint of something ritualistic, sexual, downright unsettling. Patricia's next. This frozen park in Leeds is proof. Yorkshire Ripper's dawn is bloody, and it's getting real weird. Up next, Patricia Atkinson's Quiet Doom, April 23rd, 1977. Patricia Atkinson's Quiet Doom, April 23rd, 1977. The night it went inside. Alright, let's set the stage. It's April 23rd, 1977. A crisp Saturday night. We're in Bradford's Manningham district. A gritty red light zone pushing with life. Patricia Atkinson, 32, a mom of 3 known as Tina to her friends, is out working the streets, toughing it out as a sex worker to keep things afloat. Around 10 o'clock p.m., Peter Sutcliffe cruises in. A bearded lorry driver with a stare that'll freeze your blood. It's barely 2 months since Irene Richardson, and he's on a roll. Patricia's about to step into his darkest play yet. He pulls up, and his white Ford Corsair flashes that easy, fancy-eyed grin, and Patricia's in. Business as usual. But here's a twist. She's not heading to some alley or field. She tells him, "My flat's close, let's go there." They roll up to her place on Oak Avenue, a rundown spot perfect for privacy, and head inside. She's barely through the door when it hits. Sutcliffe swings his ball-peen hammer. 4 vicious cracks to her head. Blood spilling, her skull shattered. She's down her own floor before she can blink. Then out comes the knife, sharp and ruthless. He stabs her 6 times. Deep into her stomach, tearing through the like, he's carving a message. He's not done yet. He stomps her chest, leaving a boot print on the bedclothes nearby. That chilling mark he's starting to love. He steps back, cool as ice, and slips out, leaving her flat, a silent tomb. Days later, a neighbor smells trouble and finds her, crumpled, bloody, a stark warning indoors. Bradford's got a ghost now, and it's haunting. Sutcliffe's cagey about Patricia in his 81 confession. Just a flat, I did it. Nod, no drama, no excuses. No she insulted me story this time. He's past needing a trigger, just picking targets and pouncing. This indoor gig's a curveball though, and it's got his mark all over it. Adaptable, opportunistic, and terrifying. Cops show up late. Scene's a shocker, blood on the carpet, boot print glaring from the bed. Bradford's CID's buzzing. 4 hammer blows. 6 stabs. That boot mark tying it to Emily Jackson. But indoors? That's new. Throwing them for a loop. They hear the usual. Bearded guy. White car. From street chatter, but it's 1977. No DNA, no big connects. They file it, scratch their heads, and Sutcliffe's already grinning, his pace picking up steam. The Ripper's game locks him. So let's catch up. Wilma's the messy start, 15 stabs of rage. Emily's 3 months later, 52 screwdriver hits of savagery. Irene's a year on, 3 blows, and that creepy posing. Now Patricia, 2 months after Irene, and he's hitting his stride. 4 kills in 18 months. And this one's indoors. Those 4 hammer blows? More than Emily or Irene, he's calibrating. Making sure she's out cold, no fight left. 6 stabs to the stomach? Fewer than Emily's wild 52 or Wilma's 15, but deep, precise. Like he's zeroing in on what works. That boot print on the bed. It's his signature now. A little I was here stamp he's loving. Echoes Emily's thigh stomp. But this time it's casual, confident. The indoor shift's the big twist. Wilma, Emily, Irene all went down outside. Fields and alleys is stage. Patricia's flat is a rare detour, showing he's not locked to one playbook. He'll take the chance when it's there, adapt on the fly. It's riskier, sure, neighbors' walls, but he pulls it off. Cool and clean, proving he's not just a street stalker. He's a predator who will follow you home. That mix of hammer, 4 hits to drop her, knife, 6 to finish, and the boot print. It's his MO settling in, a deadly rhythm he's grooving to. What's driving this guy? Those stabs and that boot print aren't just kill shots, they're power plays. Lifting skirts like with Irene, stomping like with Emily. It's got this sexual edge. A dominance kick, even if he's not raping them. He denies it later, saying it's not about that. Come on, the posing, the mutilation? It's screaming control. Maybe a twisted thrill he's chasing. 4 kills in 18 months. October 75 to April 77. He's accelerating. Confidence surging while cops are still fumbling, piecing it slow. Wilma was a test. Emily and Irene tuned it. Patricia's where he locks it down. Hammer, stab, mark, repeat. Zoom out a second. April 77. He's 30. Still tied to Sonia's rocky world. Still driving lorries. And that freedom's his weapon. Leeds was his start, but Bradford's in play now. Geography stretching. In this indoor kill show he's bold, adaptable, ready to switch it up. Cops see the hammer link. That boot print ties Emily. But they're not yelling Ripper yet. Too many dots, not enough lines. Sutcliffe's out there smirking, his dawn turning into a full-on blaze. The dawn hits its stride. Patricia Atkinson's murder is where Threshold of Terror finds its groove. 4 hammer blows. 6 stabs. A boot print in their own flat show Sutcliffe's not just killing, he's mastering it. Wilma was the spark. Emily the savage turn. Irene the creepy twist. Patricia's the proof he's adaptable, accelerating, and damn near unstoppable. 4 down in 18 months, and this quiet flat in Bradford whispers what's coming. The Yorkshire Ripper's peak is roaring in, and 1977's just a start. And there it is. April 23rd, 1977. Patricia Atkinson's flat in Bradford. Door shut tight, blood pooling on the carpet. That's where we leave part 3 of our 5-part dive into the Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe. In Threshold of Terror, the Yorkshire Ripper's deadly dawn. We've walked a grim path tonight, starting with Wilma McCann's foggy ends in Leeds. 15 stabs that kicked this nightmare off in October 75. 3 months later, Emily Jackson's torn apart in Chapeltown. 52 screwdriver hits screaming savagery. Then Irene Richardson a year on, 3 hammer blows, and that eerie skirt lift in Roundhay Park, twisting it darker. And now Patricia, just 2 months later, 4 cracks of the skull in her own home. 6 stabs sealing a rhythm that's getting too damn smooth. This isn't just a guy swinging a hammer anymore. Sutcliffe's crossed the line and kept running. From Wilma's messy rage to Patricia's cool precision. He's refined his game. 2 to 5 blows to drop them. 10 to 50 plus stabs to finish. A screwdriver popping in when he feels like it. That skirt lift, those boot prints. It's not just killing. It's a show. A twisted mix of power and something sexual he won't admit. 4 murders in 18 months. He's picking up speed. Leeds to Bradford, Fields to Flats. The cops scramble, missing the thread. This is the dawn, folks, and it's bloody as hell. But hold tight. The terror's about to explode. In Park 4, Peak Killing Spree, 1977 to 1980. Sutcliffe's evolution hits its zenith. From mid-77, he's a storm tearing across northern England. Geography stretching wide. Victims shifting from sex workers to anyone in his path. Execution getting bolder every swing. 13 murders. 7 survivors left gasping. It's a Yorkshire Ripper unleashed, and the manhunt's about to ignite. You thought this was dark? Part 4's where the shadows swallow everything. Don't miss it. Now, if this roller coaster's got you hooked, and trust me, it's only getting wilder, subscribe to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. We're everywhere you grab your pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. Just hit that button so you're locked in for the next drop. Here's your call to action. Please share this episode with your true crime friends. Let's get the buzz going. Drop a comment or review. Tell us what you think of Sutcliffe's deadly dawn. What's sticking with you as he ramps up? Stay safe out there. Keep those locks tight. We'll see you for part 4. This is Ontario Cold Cases signing off. Because every case deserves answers. And every victim deserves justice.